My name is Tennille Cuttiford. I work at Maribyrnong Sports Academy and I've been here 10 years now. The main goal here for all athletes that enter our door is to progress them individually. So in year 9s and 10s we work through a more sport specific model, and then in year 11 and 12 it's a more individualised model. The main thing is we want them to walk out of here with a huge amount of movement competency, and that means running, jumping, landing, hopping, their strength work, their power work. But across all gamuts of athletic qualities, we want them to be good movers. Yeah, we've got about 22 different sports, 14 of those, I believe it's about 14. We have internal coaches here at the school, and then the rest of the sports, they actually get their tech coaching outside of the school. So we have everything from gymnastics to soccer, hockey, Taekwondo. So it's a huge variety of skill-based sports and field and court-based sports. Okay. Technology is huge for us here. It's a performance measure, but it's also a learning tool for the student athletes as well. It's a way that we can report back to them their performance measures, but also some injury prevention as well. So the main idea with long-term athletic development is to make sure that there's an education component, which is why the technology reports are really helpful. I think we're saturated with data, so the key is when we're using technology is to really understand what data we're trying to draw out and exactly how to use it. There's so many pieces of information that can come flooding in from all sorts of technology that we use, but the key part is to really narrow down on the simplicity of it and make sure we're actually using it practically. So we're not just looking at numbers and reporting it back, we're actually able to find some assumptions out of that data and then practically implement that for the student athletes. Since using VueMotion, it's given us the capability of going into detail with 3 specific metrics, being positive running, switching and ankle stiffness. You can film someone and watch them run and make some assumptions, but for us it's been a game changer having those angles come out of that. We've got some benchmarks that we work with so we can really try and understand where the athlete's sitting now and where we want them to work towards, or conversely, if they are injured and they're coming back from injury, we have a snapshot of what their benchmarks are. VueMotion's influenced us immensely with how we coach, particularly from an education standpoint. So rather than just coming up with some drills and perhaps using athletes live to sort of demonstrate, we can use the video, we can use it in slow-mo and go back and forth, particularly with the kilograms, and we've got the angles and the lines, so an education tool for us as much as anything. They're absolutely excited to see this technology come to life. Most adolescents are visual learners. Numbers and words on reports perhaps doesn't have as much context of watching a video of their peers or themselves. So they're really excited about it, and the buy-in, even from a running tech point of view, has been really, really helpful. I had an AFL male last year go through the VueMotion testing at the start of the year, and we could see some huge deficiencies in his running, and being an AFL athlete, that's a running-based sport, so incredibly important that he can run efficiently and run properly. So over the next 6-month period, it was actually a 20-week period specifically, we had a running tech session once a week and then a plyometric session once a week. And in that time, we were able to gain 0.91 seconds on the speed of his max velocity test. So that's a huge win for him, particularly in the sport that he plays. So the first testing that we did using the VueMotion reports, we could see some really low-hanging fruit there of how we could improve, hence why the programming was created around those numbers, I guess, that we could see coming out of those reports. So that was really valuable to me. Otherwise, it's just a visual, anecdotal observation that I'm making. So instead, I've got some objective numbers to work with. Yeah. Sometimes the look and feel of a movement is very different to perhaps what you might see on paper. So I wouldn't necessarily use the data and not be there live with the athlete as well.